So here we are, the NHL 21 technical test. Now it is a closed technical test, which is why I had to use NHL 20 gameplay for this video. And listen, if you read the title, you're not surprised by this, but I can't upload NHL 21. I'm gonna get my video taken down. I might even get a strike on my channel. I'm not about that life, so we're not gonna post any NHL 21 gameplay, but I figured I should still make a video telling you how I feel about the beta slash technical test. It's not a beta, it's a technical test. It's a different thing. They're there to stress the servers. They actually crashed twice, I think, last night. The servers did, but that's fine because that's what the technical test is there for, so we can stress test the servers. So I figured I should let you know what I think of the closed technical test and its gameplay. Now the gameplay, pretty similar. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty similar. At first I thought it was a little bit slower, but I think it's because our breakouts were awful. We had a rough little first 2-3 games, but after that we're good. Okay, we ended up having a good night, and it was just interesting. I don't think the gameplay has changed that much. It looks like the focus this year is going to be on game modes and features, because the gameplay is pretty damn similar to NHL 20. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. NHL 20 has pretty good gameplay. It's definitely something that's there. There have been a few improvements. Obviously, there's limits to what we've been able to try, but it seems like the AI is not nearly as confused by its own net as in NHL 20. So that's a big improvement. It doesn't seem like they spaz out behind the net and just turn it over every single time. But like I said, there's only so many things that we've had the opportunity to do right now. ESHL practice is dope. You can have a scrimmage against a 6-team or a 4-team of AI players, which helps you get your strategies in order. It helps you warm up. This is a really good tool to warm up, so you don't have to jump in cold as hell and then get your show run by a team that's been playing for a few hours. So you can just get in there, get a quick practice game. You can do open practice, and the way they worded the open practice feature in the release, I thought it was going to be only in the offensive zone. Like, I thought it was going to be some half-ice nonsense, but it is indeed full ice open practice. It's everybody that's loaded in plus a goalie on the other team. So you have room to do absolutely everything, test out bounces off the boards, test out all types of things. Speaking of bounces off the boards, one of the things that they've added this year, one of the big gameplay things they've added, is the ability to self-pass to yourself. Well, I don't know who else you would self-pass to, but the ability to self-pass off of the boards while avoiding an incoming check. And that play looks like it's going to be very good. Okay, I said that gameplay hasn't seen a huge improvement. That right there, when you meet an absolute meathead, you know those guys that literally just, whenever you have the puck, they take a run at you? Whenever you meet that guy, that move is going to be extremely valuable. And speaking of new moves, though, I know a lot of people are going to be asking about the Michigan. Can you pull off the Michigan? Is it too easy? Yada, yada, yada. We've seen it in the game. Everybody threw a fit online. They're like, oh, it's going to be so overpowered. Listen, it's near impossible. It's almost impossible to pull it off. And matter of fact, after one day of playing the technical tests, I can almost guarantee you, unless they make some changes, I won't see that move actually be pulled off by either my teammates or my opponents during the beta. It's not going to happen. Because listen, you have about I'd say a 5% to 10% chance of getting the animation to play through all the way. Like getting it in position in the right spot and completing the entire animation cycle. You have maybe a 5 to 10% chance of that happening. The odds of you carrying the puck through the entire animation, they have to be at 1% or maybe even 0.5%. It is ridiculously hard. I've had some somewhat close calls, but nothing really. I never even came close to doing it, and I don't suck at shell. I average almost 3 goals per game in NHL 20 online. And I couldn't for the life of me get the freaking Svechnikov. Okay, so it's very difficult. I would actually like to see EA Sports tune it down a little bit, make it easier to pull off, because listen, I understand you don't want it to be overpowered. I understand you don't want to see it every game, right? That's definitely something you don't want to see every game. However, you still want to see it. If it's in the game and you have the animation, it has to be doable to a point to where you're gonna see it at some point in your gameplay. You know, and just leave it up to the defenseman to stop it. Because let me tell you, I have defensemen who know what they're doing back there, and you're not going to be able to do that goofy shit all the time. Okay, you're just not going to be able to. You're going to get crushed. The AI in NHL 20 is fantastic. So don't worry about the Michigan goal. It is next to impossible. Now, I'm sure someone's done it. Okay, I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comments, "Oh, I did the Svechnikov. I'm fucking sick of the game, bro. You just suck." No. I've had trouble doing it. Every game changer that I've seen talk about it has had trouble doing it. Fucking Nasher hasn't done it yet. Okay, it is difficult. It is almost impossible to do, so don't worry about that. Not that I was worried because, like I said, just play defense and you'll be fine, but you're not going to see it all the time. So we've talked about the big new move. I figured we should talk about the new Selly. There's a few new Sellys, I think 6 or 8 new Sellys. I don't know the exact number. I should have counted, but whatever. And they're all decent. They're all actual Sellys that you could see in a real-life hockey game. They're not this crazy, stupid shit where you stand on your head or you do some spinning nonsense down on the ice. Like, no, they're actual Sellys you would see in a real hockey game. And the two notable ones, they added the Panarin high kick, which I thought was awesome, and they also added the McDavid finger wave that he gave to the Toronto crowd after ending Morgan Riley's life. Those are the two main things. They've added 1 or 2, I think, Alexander Ovechkin Sellys, but nothing's crazy. I like it, though. I like it. But the main thing that they added, okay, there are 2 new features that I like. First of all, you know how you had your shot styles in NHL 20? You had 1 to 20 shot styles you could choose from, right? All of your shots would be based on that choice. In NHL 21, so far, on the technical test, you have 2 shot styles. You have one for regular shots when you're in control of the puck and you're shooting it, or you're grabbing it and you're shooting it, and you have a second shot style for your one-timers. So, if you like the Brent Burns wrist shot, but you can't stand his one-timer animation for some reason. By the way, Brent Burns' one-timer animation is money. But I'm just saying, if you want the Ovechkin one-timer animation with somebody else's wrist shot, like if you want the Matthews wrist shot, you can do that. Matthews wrist shot, Ovi one-timer. Disgusting. Deadly. Ruthless. But speaking of custom animations, though, that is not the only thing. The big new custom animation is your skating style. You can have many skating styles, okay? You can choose your base animation, and then you have about, I would say, 20 different sliders that change everything from the curvature of your back, how wide your strides are at the start, how big your strides are. Like, you can have choppy strides or big, long, powerful strides. You can choose how high you carry your stick when you're in turbo mode, you know, in hustle mode. It is unbelievable. There are a lot of skating styles. Now, do they affect your performance on the ice? I don't think they do. I think everybody skates the same regardless of their animation, depending on, you know, depending on their speed attributes. 90 speed is 90 speed, no matter what your skating style is. But everybody skates a little bit differently. Everybody that takes the time to edit that is skating a little bit differently, and you can see that not every player has the same type of skating stride. So that's one of the things that a lot of casuals won't really notice the difference. You really won't see it that much because the differences aren't that huge. But every hardcore fan, every hardcore hockey fan is absolutely, definitely 100% going to notice the difference. I just wonder if EA took the time to model all of the star players' skating styles with their own sliders. I assume they did, but clearly we don't have access to play now mode, so we can't actually see any of the real NHL players yet. So I don't know. I would hope so. I would think so. If you have the skating styles in the game, you got to make sure that Jonathan Toews is practically bent over the puck, right? Like, you got to make sure that some of the notable skaters out on the ice have their own skating style. It would be nice if they did that. But I like it. So far, I like it. The gameplay feels good. It doesn't feel that much different. I gotta tell you guys now, of course, this is a technical test. This is not the final build. It's a good gameplay. I thought NHL 20 was a good gameplay base, and they've improved on it. It's definitely not the main feature of NHL 21. It's not gonna be the gameplay. It's gonna be the features and game modes. But, like I said, it's good still. I haven't tried out goalie yet. I don't know how goalie feels. Personally, I don't play goalie online. I don't really do that shit because clearly I'm not good enough. I'm just not good enough to play goalie. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. I'm not good enough to play goalie in EASHL. So I don't play it, but I have seen a few new animations for the goaltenders. I don't know if that makes your job easier or more difficult, but more animations can only mean more opportunities to make saves in my mind. Obviously, I suck at goalie, but I'm just saying, you have a few more tools. The controls seem to be the same from what I've heard, but I'm not going to pretend like I've played goaltender because I have not. So, those are my thoughts on the beta. Good lord, my man's got destroyed. Those are my thoughts on the beta / the technical tests. It's fun, but if they don't make any significant changes, though, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with how it plays, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not one of those people that tries to hate the game every year. Like, you know how EA posts something and people don't even read what's there and they're like, game is gonna be trash. I'm not one of those people, okay? I like to give the game a fair chance. However, being fair means I have to point out some things that are wrong, and there are things that are wrong. Of course, this is not the final build. They have still a little bit of time to work on the game. The things that I think need to be improved upon for the full release: the puck physics when it hits something, when it's blocked by a player or blocked by a goalie or something, it tends to fly up a little bit too much. The old gravity puck is back, and I don't think I like it. Okay, I don't. They have to tone it down a little bit. There's a lot of things that just go up into the crowd, and I'd like that shit to be toned down a little bit. Okay, I understand sometimes blocker saves go into the crowd, okay, but not everything needs to go in there. Other than that, the trait system, I think we need smaller penalties, man. I think traits should be something that add to your character, not remove that much. Like, there's a trait out there that brings your passing, it brought my teammates passing from 89 to 84, and I was like, Jesus, give me a minus something, but not that much. I feel like that's a bit much. You know, a -5 in passing, I don't really mess with that. I'm not a big fan of that. So maybe tune down a little bit the penalties for traits. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a drawback to equipping a trait. You probably should, like a -2, maybe -3 even, but a -5 is a bit much. Okay, so maybe tune that down a little bit. I have noticed that the passing from one player to another is fine, right? However, if I am in a passing lane, like I'm talking right in a passing lane, and the pass is not a saucer pass, I want to be able to pick it off. Okay, maybe not every time, maybe not 100% of the time, but I need to be able to pick it off a little bit more than I'm able to in NHL 21. There's a lot of times where they make a pass, my opponents make a pass, and I am a good F3 forechecker, okay? If you don't know what that means, it means the last forward back, the one that's protecting the passing lane. I'm a good F3 forechecker, and there's a lot of passes that get right through me, and I'm like, man, I know I'm a sniper build, but I am in that passing lane, my guy. I need this puck. I need to be able to intercept that. So if that could be tuned up a little bit, whereas if you're in a passing lane, you pick it off, that would be nice. I haven't seen too many ridiculous cross-crease passes, like, right in front of the goal, so I feel like that slider is up. You know, the interception slider is up for the slot area. I just need it to be as effective, almost as effective, when I'm being an F3 blocking breakout passing lanes. Okay, that's just me. That's, if you're not going to sauce it, I should be able to pick it off somewhat regularly. Other than that, it's pretty good. The L2, the old L2/LT, you know, backward skate, little speed boost thing you can do from side to side. That thing is almost gone, man. That thing, oh my God, they nerfed the hell out of it. It's, I like it. I like it a lot better. Skating backwards is not going to be a big strat this year. It is not, dude. You lose a lot of speed doing it. Now, I'm sure some people love the L2 cheese, but let's be honest, it's unrealistic as hell. Yes, it does create a bit of a skill gap, and as a skilled player, I'm not at an advantage as much with that move, but skilled players are still going to be skilled players, man. Okay, that's just, I hated to see some backward skating nonsense get right through an entire team. So you can't really do that anymore. If you can, the other team's just terrible at defense. Okay, because you can't skate nearly as fast. And I'm trying to think of something else, and I don't think I can. Maybe I'm forgetting something. I'm sure I'm going to have a follow-up video. But for now, though, I think that's it. That's pretty much my first thoughts on the NHL 21 closed technical test / beta, whatever you want to call it. It's good. I like it. A couple things need to be improved upon, but it's not a final build, so hopefully EA Sports listens to our feedback, and it's going to be great. I feel like it's going to be a good year for the NHL franchise, all right? I can't wait for the game modes breakdown and all that juicy stuff, because those are the main features of the game. But right now, it's good. I like it. Oh, and I like the seasons. You know, the whole seasons thing and the rank and stuff like that. I feel like that's a good idea. We'll see how it performs. We'll see how it acts. CR is gone. It's now RP, and it's ridiculously high numbers. I'm talking like, I've seen 25,000 players, and I'm like, what is happening? You know, 1,000 used to be you're pretty good at the game, and now it's like 21,000 is like the norm for everybody. So it's interesting. It's interesting. We're going to have to get used to that. But that's pretty much all I got for the NHL 21, man. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if you can't play it. I can't upload any of the gameplay because I'm not trying to have my channel taken down. But I promise you I'm going to bring you a lot of NHL 21 gameplay, especially Be A Pro. I've uploaded over 150 Be A Pro parts on my channel this year for the NHL 20 Be A Pro. So imagine with a real career mode how many parts I'm going to upload of that guy, all right? It's going to be good. I'm going to be on that grind. So if you want to see that, if you want to see some NHL 21 gameplay when we're allowed to show it, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for joining me today, and have a good one.